Hello Swirly Savages. Today I'm going to share a Scrap Your Scraps layout. So here's the stuff I have left. I have a couple of these resin pieces. We're going to see if we can use those on the layout. Bunch of flowers left over, some of the die cuts here, and just a few little pieces of the pattern paper remaining, and then a bigger piece of the scrappy, swirly, sparkly paper. So I have 2 sheets of the cardstock left, and we're going to start with those. We're going to put one of them as the background paper here, and then I cut the other one 8 inches across. So I've got 8 by 12 now on this strip, and then I'm marking it because I'm going to do it's going to look like 2 8 by 8 squares diagonally across the page. So I'm taking some of those scraps now and just making some banners. As you know, that's one of my things to do. Then I distress the edges on the 8 by 12 strip here, and I'm cutting it down so that it's going to look like 8 by 8 squares, and then distress the edges, put that down. So we've got both of those there together. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some embossing. So I'm using some of the snow paste that was included in the add-on, and there was already some brown ink on the stencil, so that actually rubbed off onto the snowflakes, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Then I did some of the, oh gosh, what is that stuff? The snow dust onto the paste while it was wet, and it stuck on there, so we have a sparkly snowflakes on the background. Then I'm just distressing some more on the edges. I'm going to take that same stencil and I'm going to use some Vintage Photo Tim Holtz Distress ink and put some of the snowflakes onto that background paper as well. This is a Dusty Attic stencil that I got from Swirly Doos when we did a special order. So I'm going to take this die cut here and just fussy cut it, so I've got just the pink frame of She's a Dreamer, and we're going to use that on the background of the photo. So I'm taking some of the other little snips of paper, some of those frames that were on that frame pattern paper, and cutting those out. And that was another die cut. Instead of making it from a banner, I turned it into a tag. So I've got 2 tags there that we're going to use. And some of those clothespin die cuts. Then I took some of that scrap paper I had left and fussy cut out some snowflakes so I can stick those under some of the edges of paper. These flowers are from a previous kit. I think they're Tales of You and Me by Prima. Again, like I said, just fussy cutting some snowflakes. Going to stick that under there. That's one thing when you have these papers with the big patterns, you can fussy cut those out and stick those under the layers of your page that you're building up, and that's a good way to use up the little scraps of paper that you have. Banners are another good thing to do, and tags. So we're just going to start putting everything together here, and I did some die cut with that silver sparkle paper, and those are some holly sprigs that I'm sticking in, and some Prima forest leaves as well. So now we're just going to start building this up. One thing you can do here is take the box the kit came in and actually pop up some of the layers. So that's what I did here. I'm going to do that with the photo too, so it kind of pops up a little bit. It's cheaper than the pop dots. And then we're just going to start building up around the photo. And I like to put things on the photo a little bit. Some of the die cut, some of the flowers, some of the leaves. Something I used to not ever do. You couldn't touch the photo, but now I like to have the photo be more of the whole layout instead of just hanging out by itself. Aren't those leaves just cool? That sparkle paper is beautiful. And these were in the kit as well. They were the leaves with the berries, so I just took those apart. I'm going to use the berries but not the leaves on this page. And these little white fabric flowers were in an old Swirly Doos kit, probably several years ago. And I'm going to add some bling. So these Kaiser pearls were included in the kit. And just scattering those around the page. And I've probably told you before, I like to do those in groups of 3. I think that looks really good when you do that. So just randomly in groups of 3. And there we go. So you can see the layers there. And that page is done. Lots of sparkle. So show me what you do with your scraps from your kit. I'd be interested to see. Have fun.